Just like bleeding clocks, the bonus is here and they're bringing the attack. Time to panic and bust the impact.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that's right, it's Bubba Duke, and we are back for a Brace for Impact. Ladies and gentlemen, that is right. We are having the TNA International Championship Tournament first round tonight. But that being said, we have a special guest tonight, Parrish from the Chris Parrish podcast. My friend, how are you tonight?
I'm doing all right. And I decided to bring my friends over from X and Instagram over just to see how things are doing.
Nice. Well, hello, everybody from X and Instagram. Thank you for coming. I know I put a post out yesterday on Instagram, and you guys are not going to believe who messaged to me from that message. We got a message from, I'm going to pull it up here because I accidentally closed it, Lucha Libre AAA Worldwide sent us a message saying, have a good show, guys. So I'm going to raise the roof on that one because that is one of my favorite companies because you all know that I'm a Lucha Libre guy.
Yes.
So OMD, you're I know it's kind of hard tonight because we had to redo all the cameras and you're trying to figure out what way to go. How was your day today?
Day went very well, actually. I wound up seeing an old friend for the first time in, well, other than the odd run-in. They came in because they just closed the deal on a new house, so they were looking for a new bed.
Nice.
And I've seen them, I think, probably once in the last decade.
Cool.
So
that's good. Well, we are here for TNA, and I know we always start this show early, but there's a reason we start this show early. I'm going through the card with you. So like we said on the beginning of the show, we got the three-way TNA International Championship tournament going on. This is round one. Gentlemen, who do you think takes this round? AJ, Warner, or Sami Callihan? Who do we got taking it? Let's go, Parrish.
I think I got AJ Francis.
Okay. And you know what's really funny? Because I remember last week, one OMD over there said the other two guys are going to be too busy with each other. Something's going to happen, and AJ's taking it. Are you still standing behind those words, Mr. OMD?
110%.
I hate to say it, but I think that's how it's going to happen too. So we're all going for AJ. The old money, dollar bill, y'all. The next match we have is a one-on-one competition. Mustafa Ali taking on Ace Austin. Again, I think this is going to be a banger of a match. I'm going with Mr. Ali taking the win here. OMD, who do you have taking the win in that match?
I'm with you on that. I do have Mustafa Ali, but we also know that this match is going to break down into some shenanigans, potentially involving the Rascals. We know that the Great Hands now, as they're called, as well as Tasha Steeles, will probably make their presence felt.
Okay. What about Parrish? What's your thoughts on that match?
Yeah, I think Ali is going to take this one as well. I think Ali has been really good with TNA, and I think his steam needs to continue.
Right.
And now that he kind of is with TNA kind of full time now, I know his previous run was kind of temporary, but now that it's a full-time thing, I think it's his time to shine. And I think building around him from here on out might be a good thing to start doing.
Kind of the way we've been thinking about it, because yeah, his previous run was incredible. Okay, the next one we have is Leon Slater taking on that Nemes brother, Ryan Nemes. I can never remember his name because he's always Nick's brother. Um, I know who I think's gonna win, but I want to hear from you first, Parrish.
Yeah, I think because we know that Leon Slater fought Nick Nemeth last week, I
Yes.
believe, right? And it was a great match, although Nick got that win. I do think what we're gonna see is a little bit of cat and mouse going on, but I do think Ryan picks up the win. But I do think Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy get involved at some point. I do think they might even try to help Leon Slater win. That's why it's kind of a toss up to me.
Okay.
I think Ryan Nemeth is expendable in this case because I do think they look at Nick as the major star. So, you know what?
They do.
I'm actually going to flip. I'm going Leon Slater with the help of Matt and Jeff Hardy.
Okay, OMD, who do you
Okay.
got, real quick, buddy?
I'm taking Ryan Nemeth to win. Yes, Leon Slater is a great upstart talent, and he is where you want to build your future around.
Okay,
But Ryan Nemeth is going to use those snaky, underhanded tactics, and probably with a little bit of help from his brother, will get the win.
Okay, yeah, I see Leon taking it myself because of Ryan having interference and somebody getting him disqualified. Now we have real quick here. We have Moose taking on Cody Daner. I don't think this is for the title, but let's assume that it is for a match for the title. Who do we call winning that match?
I
OMD.
think going based off of what we saw last week with the system's public firing, although nobody was fired, I'm going with Moose. I think if Cody Deaner is somehow able to pull out the win, he gets added to that X Division ladder match at Rebellion.
Okay. Parrish, real quick, who do you got, Moose or Cody?
Yeah, if somehow this becomes a hey, if Cody Deaner wins, he'll get a title shot at Rebellion. Like if we hear those exact words, I think it's Cody Deaner, and I think it's because there's going to be some sort of inner fighting between the system. If it's not, I don't see Moose losing. So it's really situational bet to me. But if you're trying to say nope, don't count that, who do you have? I'll go with Moose.
Right on. Real quick, because we have All Ego Ethan Page coming out right now. We have the other two matches are Steve and Eddie. Who do you see taking that match, real quick? Parrish, real quick.
I got Eddie Edwards.
Okay. OMD?
Yeah, I'm with Parrish, Eddie Edwards.
That's kind of where I'm going as well. And the last match we have is the Rascals against the Systems, JDC, and Myers. I'm going to pick, again, the System taking that one. OMD.
I'm going to actually take the Rascals in
Okay.
this one. And it's going to be JDC and Brian Myers that are finding themselves on the outs with the system.
Parrish,
I'm
who do you got?
I'm gonna go clean sweep. I think this could be a good time just to have the system go over, get them 100% through and through,
On the
get
right
them to have a
page.
good night, and then you go to Rebellion. Maybe they get some title shots. That's where they don't get the titles. Then we see something post Rebellion.
I'm going to agree with you on that one. That's kind of where I'm leaning with this whole thing, because they just had that segment of everybody getting fired. It's either you're with the system or you're against the system. And I think they're going to have this great week because we're all on the same page. And like you said, when we get to the pay-per-view, it's going to implode. But we have Ethan Page, All Ego Ethan Page, from NXT, opening the show for TNA. Can you believe that crap? Could you imagine this like 2 years, 3 years ago that WWE would be working with another promotion? Parrish, did you see this stuff coming? Like,
Well, we've seen in the past ECW and WWE work with each other. We've seen, Mickey James come into the Royal Rumble as TNA Knockouts champion.
true,
Did I expect a flat out agreement between the two, signed, sealed, and delivered? No. But I
right?
don't think it's surprising with given how much Triple H believes in working with people. We hear that about the way he does
Right.
creative business. It doesn't surprise me. That's how he does public business as well. So the fact that it is something like this, I think that's amazing. Did I see it a couple years ago? No. But in fact, I didn't see all ego Ethan Page being NXT champion months into his NXT debut. I didn't expect
Right.
Ricky Saints to be that, So like I'm not gonna say
Oh,
never anymore in wrestling.
no, not now. You can't nowadays with the. Oh, we got Kazarian coming out, Frankie coming out, interrupting all ego Ethan Page. Oh my goodness, what's gonna happen here? I know last week there was a bit of a clash with these two gentlemen. Oh my god, I love Kazarian. His company. What are you doing in his company? Basically, is what he's saying.
I gotta scout this because in about a month's time I'll be working a show with Kazarian.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, we take notes, buddy.
I don't think I'll be working them, but you never know. You just never know.
Hey, if you get a minute to say anything about that guy and ruffle his feathers, please do it for us.
Wouldn't be the first time I've met him.
There you go. That's right, everybody. Just a quick note. This man sitting right over here, is an active professional wrestler still. Unlike myself, who had to quit due to injury. But yeah, he rubs elbows with a lot of the elite, I would say. And no, I'm not talking about AEW. Wow. Telling them how it is. The king of TNA getting booed out of the building.
There's something about the aura of Ethan Page now when he comes, whether it's NXT, whether it's TNA. There's just a different level of confidence with him now. You really see why he is at the highest of his career in this current day. There is
Right.
absolutely no discomfort, no matter who he's in the ring with, who he's on the mic with, and that is something you couldn't have always said to him. But it's really nice to see that now.
Yeah, I remember a year and a half, almost 2 years ago now, he just looked so uncomfortable with that mic in his hand. Like you're saying, you look at him now and it's like it's nothing new to him anymore. Oh,
You know, when he
look
was
who's coming out.
doing the North with Josh Alexander, he had that security blanket and was a little more comfortable. But yeah, after he went solo and was doing the Ethan Page, but was also doing his Karate Man gimmick,
Yeah.
um, he was really struggling to balance that. But yeah, just with where he is at, he's found himself now.
Oh, Santino's making a match, I think, for Rebellion.
What if he books the two of them in a match in TNA?
Okay.
Did he just thank Tibor?
I think he did. Again, it's just you got Santino Morella on your screen, you know it's going to be gold.
100%.
So the announcement was Joe Henry's coming out later tonight, and whatever he says is going to affect their match, their three-way match for the title. Okay. Steve Macklin on my screen now. Speaking of the Armory, okay. So these two men are involved in the three-way match for the new title at the next pay-per-view. I think that's going to be round 2 or something for it.
Bobby,
Sorry.
good to see you. It's
Sorry,
always
I had it
nice to
switched
see.
over.
Yeah, it's always nice to see Ethan Page on our TV, whether it's NXT or TNA.
Oh, excuse me.
It's very interesting to see kind of the dynamic between Eric Young and Steve Macklin, though, because Eric Young seems to be devoted, loyal to having the back of Steve Macklin, while Steve Macklin seems to be very much wanting to just keep them separated.
Yes.
So it's interesting to see if we're going to see a dynamic really go between the four of them.
Okay.
But then it's also going to be very interesting to see if they clash at any time, because I have a feeling we're going to get the latter. And maybe we see Steve Macklin create his own group.
I think we might to have that 3-on-3 match because Macklin doesn't understand why Eric Young is teaming with the Armory, because they basically destroyed him in a rivalry that they had with the gentleman that had left TNA.
Josh Alexander.
Josh Alexander, yeah, I lost it. His name was there and then it disappeared. Thank you. But I mean, I don't blame Steve Macklin for not wanting them around because of this situation. But at the same time, bro, you need backup with the system. But I get why he doesn't want them, because he feels like they're just going to stab him in the back. So we'll see how this works. Yeah. But I agree with your scenario. There's going to be 2 more people that he's going to pick up. So.
Yeah, I can see Steve doing sort of a lone wolf thing for a while. But yes, he will eventually need that backup. And I think he will find it. Now, where he finds it, I don't know. But at that point, I also then see him actually turning heel and joining his former partner, Eric Young, in the Northern.
So you see him eventually joining the Northern Armories.
Yeah, he'll pick up the help to go into the 6-man tag.
Excuse me.
Would this be an opportunity to see maybe a team from NXT come over and help Steve Macklin?
Yeah.
Who? Okay, so that question being posed, I pose this question: who would you want to come over and help Mr. Macklin that would actually bind really good with him? Who's on your radar?
Hmm. If you want to keep Macklin as a babyface, how
Yeah.
about Hank and Tank?
Oh, dude, I completely forgot about those two guys. What? How convenient with Steve's military background. You got Hank and Tank.
Huh?
How do you feel about that, OMD?
I'm intrigued by it. I mean, I'm not the biggest Hank and Tank fan. I really don't see a whole lot there on them.
Okay.
I was actually going to go off the rails a little bit. I was going to go with a new heel team from MLW, and that
Okay.
being one Bishop Dyer and Dijak.
Nice. Just so everybody knows, this is the match we have coming up right now. We have Mustafa Ali taking on Mr. Ace Austin. Again, gentlemen, just before this match gets started, who do we have winning? I'm going with Mustafa Ali, and you guys picked Ali as well, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. Just to recap for everybody that's watching, that's all. I do like the new jacket he's wearing when he's coming out here. This looks really cool. I have a funny feeling that Mike is going to be interfering in this match because of the scenario that happened last week with his friend. Mr. Santana is coming in to interfere in this match.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't watch or you missed it, Mike Santana brought a friend in who is recovering from addiction and wanted to get him his break and help him stay sober. And Mr. Ali and his goons forced him to drink because they made him feel about this big, which OMD and I both disagree with, bringing that kind of stuff in. But it makes for a good story. So what can you do?
I'll say this: wrestling is supposed to be, in general, an escape, right? But
Mhm.
also not just an escape, also a way to acknowledge issues that you do see on a day-to-day life and give you a clear idea of what's right, what's wrong, how to maybe how to
Exactly, yeah.
handle it, how not to handle it. And I think, yes, maybe it's not the most tasteful way to go about a wrestling angle, but at the
Yeah.
same time, what it is still doing is bringing information, bringing eyes to the understanding that that is wrong and that it shouldn't be done, regardless of if you saw it. And that's still a strong message because we
Yeah.
still see it in movies, we still see it in television
Oh,
shows.
100%. Yeah.
So, and that's exactly what a pro wrestling broadcast is as well.
Oh, 100%. Again, real quick though, it's just because it's so close to home for I know myself who fights every day with an addiction issue. Now, I have been clean and sober for going on 20 years, but it's still an everyday battle. Um they did show, is his name Chris Bay? The
Yep.
gentleman that, okay,
Yep.
if you can please, and I'm not pushing, I'm not telling you to, if you want to help that gentleman out with medical bills or anything he needs help with, rewind your program a little bit and click on that QR code and donate $10, whatever you want. I'm not telling you you have to. This guy got hurt really bad, and he's even lucky to be walking right now. Not the best walk, but he's walking.
Mhm.
So feel free to help him out. I believe in the cause. I've donated uh, money to it. I'm not going to tell you how much because it's not really important, but feel free to help him out. You're right, Bobby. You're right. That would be pretty cool to see Steve Macklin wrestling singles matches against NXT.
But who he's asking who would you like to see?
I mean, it's
Oba Femi. I'll go right there. I'll go Oba
like
Femi.
really. Steve Macklin has so much talent. Yeah, you top of the pole. Go for it. So I think NXT has been taking a lot of notes from, or TNA here, sorry, has been taking a lot of notes from WWE's NXT with the still to come matches where they put them in the bottom. I find since the partnership, production on TNA has definitely jumped a bit as far as graphics. A lot of their matches have been very I don't want to say not user friendly, but they've been very like crowd favorites a lot of the time. Two, oh, Ace Austin almost got the 3 count. Okay. Bobby, I could get behind that. Ricky Saints or Tony D'Angelo, who I think is OMD, one of OMD's guys.
I don't mind Tony D'Angelo. He's one that I've said I'd like to see involved in the crossover, along with the D'Angelo family.
That would be cool. Could you imagine the D'Angelos taking on the system?
I mean, what about Sean Spears and the Calling?
Yeah.
Well, what about that, right?
I mean, let's not forget that Steve Macklin does have history in NXT and in WWE.
Right. Yes, you are correct on that one. You are very correct. Did Mustafa Ali just seriously smoke him with a chair?
Yep.
Oh, well. Wow, dude. The great hands just taking out Ace Austin. Holy. Okay, this is where I see I just totally forgot his name coming out. What's his name coming out here?
Santana?
Mike.
Santana.
Yeah, Mike Santana coming out.
Now, do we see Santana ultimately joining Ali as a swerve?
No.
No, there's too much hate there right now to do that. Later on down the road, if he can,
I'm not saying tonight, by the way.
No.
I don't mean
No.
tonight,
Like,
but I'm just saying down in the road in the future, like, because an enemy to my enemy is my friend, right? Like,
yeah, there he is right there. Sorry, go ahead.
But like after a while, if you can't beat him, join him. Like that could very well be something that they go along with.
I am. Ooh, Jesus! He just punched that thing out of his hand. I agree with you, Parrish, because you are correct. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Okay. What if somebody else comes back from Santana's past that's worse than Ali is right now? And they're enemies, right? All these people hate each other, but Santana needs a tag team partner or something. I would pull Ali because I know for a fact he hates that person as much as I do. But Ali's running like a chicken. Sorry, go ahead.
We've seen one noticeable thing not happen in that whole scenario, though. Santana's hands never once touched Ali.
Nope.
No.
And I think that might be either for a reason on when it does happen, it's a big deal. Or once again, I do think we could see a swerve because of what former WWE character does Ali kind of remind you of? It's with a twist, especially now with a political twist. But I see a lot of the Messiah from Seth Rollins in
Okay.
Mustafa
Oh wow.
Ali.
Okay. Yeah.
That's not one that I saw. I can see more so the
Wow.
old Bob Backlund, Mr. Backlund character.
No, but if you take
Oh.
that Messiah and you make it a little bit more of a political viewed,
Yeah. You got to twist that political into it.
Yeah,
I can see
I
it.
mean, I don't see it.
and then you have kind of Santana be the Murphy to Ali, I could see that. Because
Okay.
Santana could have been perceived as maybe an outsider, a foreigner or something like that. But Ali looks at him differently.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that could be the way that you bring in Santana. And then it's very Messiah-esque with that political twist. But at the same time, you stay in tune to what Ali is doing. And then again, you have Ace Austin right there, who Bobby's saying is
Yeah.
doing great in this match. I mean, that could be your number one enemy. And then the question is, who's going to be joining Ace Austin?
Generally, the Rascals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lately, it's been the Rascals have been anything Ace Austin needs help with. Generally, the Rascals are there. So there's so many people though that like Ace Austin because he is a likable guy. Much
And-
like Santana. Now that he's back, he's more likable. He's more. Yeah.
And to further connect the dots, Ali himself at one point within his own country has gone out and saying he has felt like the outsider, like he doesn't belong. And you look at him now.
Right.
He served the country as a police officer. He has done
Yeah.
more for the country than the people who says they don't
Yeah.
that he doesn't belong. He
Yeah.
could then use that as a way to show Santana they're more alike than what they think.
Right.
Perfect timing.
It's yeah. There's just that. I think there's a long story. This is a long game.
Mhm.
Like, there's more to it than just Ali poking at him because he has issues in his past.
Yeah.
It is going to turn out to, like you said, exactly like you said, Santana's going to have that light bulb go off and be like, whoa, he wasn't trying to beat me down. He's trying to build me up. And that's where they become a tag team or partners somehow, some way, some reason,
Well, and the long-term aspect could be very much he brings Santana in only for Santana to really see that this was more of a brainwashing type thing. So eventually this just helps Santana in the long term be an even bigger babyface star.
That's
at the
true
end of it.
too, right?
See,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I mean, for me, I think it's more apropos that let's say Santana needs to find a tag team partner. There's one person in WWE that comes from the same place as Santana, and that is
What's
one
going on?
Damian Priest.
I mean, right?
I mean, it wouldn't be the worst crossover, but at the same time,
Right.
this also would be a very fun time to see an AJ Styles one
Oh
as
my-
well. Who better to
It's-
help anybody identify themselves
Anybody.
the TNA crowd than probably the living icon of AJ Styles?
The heck? I missed what happened in the van, in that car.
Santana's the driver.
Oh, geez. That would have been funny if he would have locked the doors. who do we have coming out here, gentlemen? Is this our Moose match?
I think appears to be.
It appears to be this match, ladies and gentlemen.
But
Moose and Cody.
we can
Yes,
say
it
Diener.
is. See, yeah, the system's coming out basically with, because Cody Deaner's such a threat to them to Moose, right? Like, so yeah, Moose is scared. He's gonna lose his title tonight.
It's a non-title match.
That's what I mean. Like, it's not even a title match. So why do the clowns got to be with him?
I think they want to show more unity
Yeah, I think
and
that's
more
what it is too.
and more of a we are one mentality. So I think that's kind of where they are. They're sure trust the system, right?
Yeah,
And what better way to show trust than to exemplify it by
numbers.
being in the corner? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's exactly why we're saying that
Yeah.
was a very
Now we do know, because I'm going to guess that immediately following this match, we are going to get the JDC Brian Myers versus the Rascals.
That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah.
Do we see them come out in the case of a beatdown, and do we maybe get a 6-man tag out of it as opposed to this supposed one-on-one or that tag team match?
This is the stuff he wore the last time he wrestled JDC OMD that you missed that match. He's all TNA.
But to go back to that question, the logic definitely works there.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be surprised by it, but at the same time, I can almost see this match not going in that direction, only for them to go in the tag match, and that doesn't go in, and then they go into it. That way, they are still giving you what they advertise, but also they're like, this is what happens in TNA. Like, you just never know.
Yeah. What? They're offering him a position in the system. They're, they're not even offering him an official position. It's like, get beat down or join us as basically our lackey. Is he going to ask the people? It's the people's choice. I love this. Look at everybody shaking their head. Some people going, no. It's pretty divided. Now he's challenging Moose for the X Division Championship. I wonder if he's just going to enter that match. Thanks, Bobby. Excuse me. So 2 minutes in the ring with Moose, and he gets an X Division title match. You boys think he can do it? I think he could pull it off.
I do, and I think this is the way for Cody to not only like outsmart the system, but maybe there are people that are going to help Cody.
Right. I mean, I feel if I was at this event, I would come out and help him. Oh, so if he lasts 2 minutes, it becomes a TNA title match. The announcers just said. So
Yeah, and I think the announcers got it wrong because I thought Moose
I
said
think they
it.
did
You
too.
win the match, or if you last 2 minutes, I'll give you a title shot.
Now,
Yeah, that's
it could,
what I heard.
I'll say this: it could go one or two ways. It could be that the announcers got it wrong, or maybe Moose
Got it wrong.
Yeah, because at one point in that promo, it looked like Moose was going in one direction and then completely switched. So
Yeah,
I'm
and then
wondering if
swerved on him.
he fumbled the words just a little bit.
I mean,
Moose, I love you. I loved watching WrestleMania 40 with you, but the microphone, bro.
but you know what though? That's what makes wrestling is sometimes, like it happened on was it SmackDown or Raw, words get mixed up. You just got to keep going with it. I mean, this is a good way to buy time, bro. Run, run, boy.
See, and that's where it said in the ring. So I think that the clock should stop, or Cody loses that X Division title shot.
And he just throws Moose out of the ring. Oh, come on, we're gonna do this for real, dude. He made it.
Of course he did.
So the listen. Okay, so it is now
Yep.
for the TNA X Division Championship. And this is where he gets squashed. We obviously know that's going to happen.
Either
we got Moose over. Oh, I thought he had it.
It's either that or maybe we do see something absolutely unprecedented.
I mean, no. He took that spear. That was it. I mean, but listen, though. What did this match do for you as a fan? What did it do, OMD? How did it make you feel?
I thought it didn't do anything for me.
Wow, okay.
Really.
What about
Really,
Chris Parrish? What did this match do for you as a fan?
Well, I mean, as a fan, you kind of look. I mean, I look at it this way: if you're in the live crowd and this isn't exactly what you're expecting, it got you a little bit more rambunctious of saying, "Okay, well, if you can do that, maybe you can do this." But also, it allowed Moose and the system to showcase their kind of maybe, I don't want to say dominance, but their loyalty with each other. Like they were definitely had one mindset in there. So like you look at them, yes, the unity a little bit better, but then also it kind of gives that hope in Cody Deaner, that belief. He might not be the guy, but he's destined to be the guy, right? He's that lovable loser.
I got told that's what it got for me. it gave me this much hope that Cody Deaner could win and or become X Division champion. It gave me a little bit of the butterfly feeling, like, oh, my guy might win. He's our people guy. He's always asking the people what's their opinion because we matter. That kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, did it do a whole hell of a lot? Not really. Give me little butterflies, but still, I love matches like this that make you cheer for that underdog guy, even though you know damn well he ain't got no chance in hell. I was happy. I was happy about it. I don't know what to tell you. It was good. Yeah. But our next match, because obviously we've seen them run out, is the Rascals, which is going to be this match
Yes.
because they are out there. So we're going to have the Rascals taking on JDC and Brian Myers when we come back from that commercial break. You know what? Speaking of commercial breaks, bro, let's take a minute and show our commercial for everything that happens here in the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. Enjoy this little video.
Turnbuckle Studios and the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program bring you the week of streams. All times are in Eastern Time. Monday nights you get the Locker Room Breakdown at 7 p.m., followed by the Raw Patrol at 8 p.m. Tuesday brings you the flagship show, Turnbuckle Talk, at 8:05 p.m. Wednesday we play games with the PlayStation Showcase at 8 p.m. Thursday we got total non-stop action with Brace for Impact at 8 p.m. Friday we game again with Unleashed, the Jessica Wilde story at 7 p.m. Following the game, join us for the SmackDown Security Detail at 8 p.m. The weekend brings you Saturday Night Gaming at 8 p.m. On Sunday be sure to catch the Chris Parrish podcast at 12:15 p.m. followed by the Boar's Nest at 8 p.m. Be part of the shows and join the chat every day.
Go, everybody. That's everything with the Turnbuckle Affiliation Program. So where did I put it? There it is. There's the website for the affiliation program. It is affiliationprogram.my.canva.site. Go there, check us all out. Every show comes out and is put out there. You can meet us. Our whole profile's out there for you and all that fun stuff. Check it all out, especially if you want to join us or become a new member of podcasting. You don't know how to do it, but you want to get started? Please send us an email. We will help you to the best of our ability. Mr. Parrish, how's it going? What's he having to say here? Bobby, would you guys like to see WWE ID talent do matches at TNA? I don't know a whole lot about how that works specifically. Does Parrish know how that's going to work, or OMD understand how that's all going to work?
Once they officially crown the WWE ID champions, those titles will then be defended at independent shows.
Okay.
If somebody who is not necessarily on the ID roster wins the match and wins the title, they will receive an ID contract. So I could absolutely see it.
Okay. Just a real quick reminder, everybody. The match we are watching is the System versus the Rascals. Just a quick reminder there for you. Parrish, how do you feel if they could do the ID titles or something like that on, say, TNA or NXT or whatever wrestling promotion is big right now?
I mean, you can look at this kind of different fold. One very well could be, it's an ID program. Should it be on TNA? And would the wrestlers in TNA want to push their time off television for up-and-coming talent that haven't made it there? I don't know. I mean, that's a slippery slope on that thing. I think rather see it maybe done at like that WWE Evolve, or see something with the LFG group. Like I
Right.
understand there's something more there, but I look at this as more of a WWE thing and not so much part of that working relationship with TNA.
Yeah, that's kind of how I
Like,
was feeling about it.
I know, for example, like during the week of WrestleMania, there are going to be tournaments starting in Vegas, one at GCW and one
Okay.
at a show that is going after SmackDown on the Friday night.
Mhm.
Now, I don't
Okay.
believe the champions are going to be crowned those nights, but there were only 4 women listed for the women's champion, for the women's
Yeah.
bracket. And I mean, the biggest name in the women's bracket is Kylie Ray.
All right on.
So let's say she wins. She's got history in TNA, but she's also going to do the Maple Leaf Pro Show in Toronto in May. So she could be going in to challenge for the women's championship at Maple Leaf Pro as the WWE ID Women's Champion.
Nice.
And it could be both belts on the line.
That would be cool. I would love that if that's how they did it. I just feel this is a way for independent wrestling to feel like they're not forgotten by the pros. Like let's example. Parrish he's a professional wrestler wrestling for different companies in his area. Who's to say he doesn't challenge for the ID title sometime, because who knows, it might come to Canada,
It very well
right?
could.
The men's title. I mean, how would you feel, Parrish, getting an opportunity to wrestle for that title?
I would love it. I'm sure there's probably a lot of people in the locker room that would be mad at me if I did it. But I mean, well, if you're mad at me, then there's probably just a reason why I'm there and you're not. So whatever.
Yeah,
Right.
If you're offered that shot, you're of course going to take it.
Oh,
So
man, jealousy in locker rooms are hilarious.
it's a big thing too. It is very big.
But
So to answer your question, Bobby, no, the titles will not appear on any other TV unless it's WWE related TV for a reason. Because, like it said, it is strictly for indie wrestling. So, and people that have an ID contract already. So,
No, it's going to be when they are defended. They can be defended against any independent wrestler at any show.
Mhm.
It's not just an ID contract. And if said wrestler wins, then they receive an ID
Yeah.
contract.
kind of what I meant, but yeah, I
Yeah.
must have said it backwards.
but
But either way, it's going to be cool. It's not going to be on any other TV other than whether that independent show is being broadcasted on their local TV, all that kind of stuff. So,
But I do like Parrish's idea as well of using the people from LFG. Use people who have the NIL contracts. Use Evolve. And
Oh, yeah.
use some of your different developmental companies like the Nightmare Factory, Reality of Wrestling,
What about
the
OVW?
RWA out of Texas.
Would that be something that OVW could have, or no?
Potentially.
I mean, I
VW
don't
is
see why they
considered an
can't.
independent promotion, so that would count. It's no different from any other independent
Yeah.
promotion. But I here's the thing: I wouldn't necessarily say it's a hard no, because it's wrestling and anything can happen.
Right.
But I just don't know if going that direction really helps the program as much as it's just maybe a potential cash grab for attention.
True, right?
And if that's the case, then why wouldn't WWE just do something with their own platform that's
Holy crap.
biggest it can be?
I don't mean to interrupt you, but the system, being the greatest heels they are, just took the win from the Rascals.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Now,
So that's
Bobby,
how many?
I want to further your question because we've brought up OVW, we've suggested others. Unfortunately, I don't think we would see it. But what about Ring of Honor? If it was the old one, I would say 100%.
Ring of
Well-
Honor died when AEW bought it, as far as I'm concerned. But again, personal opinion.
I think
we
there's a
still
lot
have
you
Joe
can
Henry
still do with
coming.
Ring
Go
of
ahead.
Honor. That I don't think is it. I think just Tony giving it some TV time would be nice.
Right, giving it some real TV time. So up next, gentlemen, we have the first round match for the International Championship Tournament. That is coming up next. And again, we're all picking who to win.
AJ Francis.
Francis.
There we go.
Flop dollar.
Yep. I think it's going to be because his tag team partner is going to be there. And plus, the other two are so over the top emotional about what they've got going on right now that, yeah, they're going to. If he's smart, dude, powders, hides, let them beat the snot out of each other, come back in, take the win, and get out.
I'm going to call it now. This match is going to get so over the top. They've already talked about burying the other.
Oh, yeah.
I would not be surprised to see Sami Callihan versus Mance Warner at Rebellion in Monsters Ball.
Whoa. It's been a hot minute since I've seen an actual, like, really good Monsters Ball.
Now, would you say Rebellion or would you go Unbreakable since it's a week before?
I'm going Rebellion.
I'm going Unbreakable, dude. It just kind of goes with the theme of like the name Unbreakable. These two guys could beat the snot out of each other till they got like no blood in their bodies, and they're still gonna go.
Yeah.
Like,
See, I could see it. I could see it being, a confrontation or a street fight that's not going to get anything resolved at Unbreakable, leading to Monsters Ball. And I think it's going to be Rebellion. I mean, you're building up two essential pay-per-view specials in a matter of a week.
right? That makes it hard, yeah.
So it's really hard. I mean, what was it? 2-3 years ago, we saw SummerSlam go the 1 week and Payback was the following weekend.
I think so, yeah.
About that, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
So this way, if you can't get everything onto Rebellion, you've got Unbreakable. You can't get everything onto Unbreakable, you've got Rebellion.
But I think that's kind of what Santino's doing is he's really splitting them apart. And I think he is leaving a couple spots open for reasons like what you were saying. If you can't get it solved here, well, guess what? You got this week now, and that's it. So I'm not saying your idea is not good. I'm not saying my idea is good. I think if you put the two of them together, it's a brilliant idea. Why not have that match escalate to a bigger match at your big pay-per-view?
Yeah.
I could get behind it.
Because Rebellion is one of your big 4 pay-per-views for TNA now every year.
It is. It is. Mm-hmm. And Bobby coming in saying, yeah, AJ Francis for the win. Again, Bobby, thank you for interacting with us, man. I appreciate that. It makes the show so much fun. Just a quick note for everybody. Oh, I forgot to take that message down. If you guys want some great TNA merch, go to tnamerch.com. Or if you want to check out what's going on TNA Wrestling, go to tnawrestling.com, where you can keep up with all the great news and matches and everything that's going on within TNA Wrestling. So 1 week tonight at Unbreakable, we got, whoa, that went by really quick. So there's 3 different matches. They're all triple threat matches, which is in line with pay-per-view they had years ago where it was a triple threat match. I think it was Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and somebody else. And I can't remember.
Are you
But it
thinking
was,
AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe versus Frankie Kazarian?
yes. And they tore the house down that night.
I think it
It
was
was like,
yeah, Joe Daniels and AJ. I think it was.
Yeah,
That was the big
something
one.
like that, yeah.
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 But it was just incredible. Again, a reminder, y'all, this is the match, the triple threat match we're getting right now, live on TNA.
Yeah.
So
Zachary
Oh,
Wentz was supposed to be in one of the triple threat matches, but got taken out because of the Sami Callihan Mance Warner situation.
well,
And I believe that
Sammy, go ahead. Sorry, go
because I
ahead.
think the way they broke it down, you've got 3 triple threat matches with the winners are all going to face off in another triple threat match at Rebellion.
Yep.
For the international title.
The new international title. So just to give everybody a heads up, the digital championship non-existent anymore in TNA. It doesn't exist. They instead replaced it with the international championship, which I think is better because it strips these 2 idiots of the title and gives everybody a reason to compete in these triple threat matches to get this new title. Again, brilliant idea from our director of Authority. Brilliant move. This is kind of one of the matches I've been waiting for tonight, to be honest. I was watching some old Sami Callihan matches. This boy has definitely beefed up, and not in a good way. I love that he's rocking the eye patch because he got hot coffee in his eye a couple weeks ago.
What I would love to see, and I know we won't see it unless it's at a Pro Wrestling Revolver show,
Okay.
would be a reunion of the Switchblade Conspiracy. One Sami Callihan and one John Moxley.
Wow. I think if Moxley leaves AEW, he's on his way back to WWE.
But Moxley is also one of the owners with Sami Callihan of Pro Wrestling Revolver.
Yeah. But you never know.
So
Look at AJ. This is what he needs to do. Just stay out of the way. Oh, he's putting the thumb right in Warner's eye. Okay. Is AJ going to run the... Oh, no. I mean, Sammy's a bigger dude, but when you get an AJ beside him, he looks tiny. He does. He looks so tiny.
Well, he's just not that tall. Well, in
It's
comparison.
just, no, you know what I mean, though?
what was
Wow.
What was the what, OMD?
well, I was going to say, what was the point of that? All it did was look like he just ran at the corner to go and do that flip over the top.
It's a big move for him, dude. He does it all the time in every match. He's basically hitting a guy with his knee,
I know
and
he's-
because of the momentum, he's flipping over the rope, but I get what you're saying. It looks kind of silly at the same time.
Maybe he took the whole flop dollar thing to heart and he wants to show
Flop
people that he
dollar.
can go over properly.
Oh, Callahan, what a move. Oh, now we're back to Sammy and Warner in the ring. not a huge Warner fan, but at least the guy can perform.
I've only seen a couple of Mance Warner matches from, I believe it was MLW, possibly GCW, and I love them.
Why
So
is
the
he?
fact that he's got this, what's a paper poster gonna do besides a paper?
Paper cuts, bro, in here. Right in here.
Well, I know, that's what I said, besides a paper cut.
Right?
Or you could do it underneath your nose, top of your nose, your earlobe,
The
around the mouth.
thing is though, if you've got that paper cut in there, you know how annoying they are and how much it stings. And if they're stinging, maybe you don't want to clench that fist to throw a punch, and it makes you just doubt yourself that much so you can get that advantage.
Oh God, I know that hurts. Sorry, honey, but that ain't gonna help. One more time. You can hear the crowd. One more time. One more time. One more time. Oh, not in the eye. Oh, AJ Francis, you should have let that happen, dude. Oh, he's gonna do AJ now. Oh no. Oh no, that hurts. I'm sorry, guys, but I've had that done to me. It hurts a lot. Oh, honestly, thought Warner was going to get the pin there. Oh, I thought we were pulling out a kendo stick. I would have been like, sweet. Well, there's no rules, so it basically is a street fight.
Yep.
Now, only because I can't tell, is that actual blood on the hand of Mance Warner, or is that just the lipstick?
I think it's her lipstick.
That I do too. It's just it's so hard to tell because you can't ever get a full shot of just the hand.
Right, and it's, yeah. I didn't see it till after she kissed him. So, yeah, that hurts the hands too. The vibrations from those chairs.
Yep.
Flip that chair over, bro. Oh, geez. Okay, good. Phew. Oh, my God. You're not getting that pin, though, AJ. You forgot about Callahan. Oh. While we're watching this crazy match, OMD, can you please, very briefly, tell me who's coming to the Sioux for the CWE show?
We are getting a TNA legend. We are getting Supermax Hernandez.
Yes.
Former TNA Tag Team Champion, a member of LAX.
I wish we were getting the Chris Parrish, but I will take Hernandez if I have to. Oh, there goes that chair.
Why would we want a guy like Chris Parrish here in the Sioux?
Because he's awesome.
To forget
That
the
is
fact I got a
awesome
guy
news,
like
Bobby.
you in the building. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, except that now with my schedule at work changing in 2 weeks, I
is
may
he gonna
not be
rip the
able to
eye
go.
out?
Because if it's a Thursday night, I'll be working.
Oh, he's gonna use his thumb. Oh, right in the eye. Oh.
is he going to declare a thumb war?
I think he just did. Not gonna lie to you.
Huh.
AJ Francis takes the win, gentlemen.
We
I'll be
all
honest.
called it.
We did. He was more involved in the match than I would have been myself. I would have let those two dudes kill each other.
He did. I mean, yes, he was more involved, but he still had very, very
Yeah.
little to do. He took more bumps, and you know,
You know what though? This so far match of the night for me. I'll be honest. What do you guys think? Match of the night so far?
no, I can't even give you a match of the night yet because for me, this show has actually been slow. It's been almost like they're trying to cram that 10 pounds of potatoes into a 5-pound bag tonight and trying to do too
Okay.
much. But I think with what we saw with the brutality of this match between Warner and Callahan, I think that absolutely is leading to the Monsters Ball.
Yeah.
What
ahead.
I'm thinking, like, this is obviously one of those shows where the show needs to make a play for the big show, Rebellion,
Right.
Yeah.
and give you some sort of idea with Unbreakable what's happening there. I would not be surprised if that's at the end of this episode. Did we take away anything? Well, I mean, yeah, because we're getting a lot of answers that bring everything closer to Rebellion. Now,
Exactly.
is this like the best ever episode of TNA? No, but it's a very detailed episode,
It is.
which is a very
Right.
important episode because we are getting a little bit more understanding of what's happening just with the Joe Hendry, Kazarian, and the Ethan Page situation. What we are
Right,
yeah.
getting is a little bit more understanding to the system and kind of how they responded from last week and weeks prior. And then we also get a little bit more invested emotionally, just not we just don't maybe believe him physically as much, but Cody Deaner has definitely taken that another step to getting
Yeah.
loved by the fan base.
Yeah.
And then we also saw developments with Ace Austin and with Ali, who I wouldn't be surprised if Ali is the reason why Ace Austin does not advance in his triple threat match.
Right.
However, on the flip side, if I'm Ace Austin, I kind of want, or if I'm Mustafa Ali, I kind of want Ace Austin to win because now you're fighting for a championship.
right?
So you can go one or
Yeah.
two ways there, but and then again, you add the Santana factor in. That's that, and then now we're getting Leon Slater, we're getting Nick Nemeth or Ryan Nemeth. So
Yeah.
that's going to add a lot with the Nemeth versus the Hardys. My thing is, where do we see Leon Slater kind of fit with that whole thing? Is he being used as a pawn to help them, or is he playing a key factor in this? And that's kind of where I'm kind of leaning into. I'm kind of more curious to see why Leon Slater is being pegged in this position, because if he is the focal point of the Hardys getting to the Nemesis or vice versa, then what does Leon Slater do when they do have that tag match?
Right. Yeah, and we can't forget that Steve Macklin and Eddie Edwards are part of
Yep.
one of those triple threat matches. So, and they're fighting tonight. So
They are. That's
It's
going to
gonna-
be our main event.
it's going to be a brawl, is what it's going to be.
The one thing that I've noticed tonight, and it's really, really evident, is the lack of knockouts tonight.
Yep.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Well, and I think this is probably done for a reason, because I'm going to assume that next week we're going to see maybe more knockouts and maybe more of a knockout heavier show
I
in
think
the
we
sense
will.
of more. Yeah. And I think that's kind of what you have to do at times.
Now-
If you're not
sorry,
able
go ahead.
to have that perfect mix, then
Yeah.
just have that back and forth week where it's something different, because it does give you a variety, but it also gives you, hey, look how powerful our show can be. We can hit you here, and then next week we can hit you here.
Yeah. Oh, you got Sammy Callahan and wow. Monster Bro. Oh, Barb Wire Massacre at Rebellion. And our
At Unbreakable.
are on Unbreakable, sorry. Either way. One last match. Sammy Callahan.
Did not tell you Unbreakable.
You did.
I come on your show and I just call it. It's just what I do, people.
It is what you do. All right. Just to let everybody know, we got Leon Slater taking on Ryan Nemeth right now. And I don't see Ryan Nemeth winning this match at all, to be honest.
But-
Unless
but the-
some shenanigans go down. Whoops, I forgot my border.
But the reason why is you need Unbreakable to have a selling feature, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
If it's
yeah.
one week before Rebellion, then you need to start putting some pieces in play. And I think that's why maybe we're getting the distance of, or not the distance, but the decision not to have a lot of knockouts here, only to maybe have it later, because now you're giving them their fair chance to, promote and to get to the show. And you don't have any rush. You don't have any, hey, we got to make sure that you just get this through because we need to do this. It's ample time and people have that I care factor.
I mean, wow.
Now, I believe it was last week I posed this question to Bubba. With almost the inevitability of Evolution 2.0 happening in July, do we see an influx of TNA knockouts on the show as well?
Maybe. And that I only say that because with the women that you do have on Raw and SmackDown, and then you account the ones of NXT, that is a large amount too. Because if there is a women's division that could compete with the knockouts of TNA, it's the one in NXT.
Oh, yeah.
And they got a juggernaut acquisition just a few months ago.
Yeah.
So
I'm so happy she's in NXT.
you mean TNA?
Or in TNA. What? No, she's in NXT. Juggernaut.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Good job, guys. Good job.
Yeah, buddy. Gotcha.
Yeah. I'll give you credit on that. That was a good one.
That was a clickbait and a half right there.
You actually made me second guess myself. I'm like, no. What? Hold on a minute. See, Nemeth and Slater are almost wearing the exact same colors tonight.
Yeah.
It's like Miami Vice meets bubblegum.
Right?
So Unbreakable is next Thursday for Impact.
So the Under Siege paper, I guess it's a pay-per-view or something, on May 23rd. I was looking at tickets. They were really cheap floor seats. And then I looked at my schedule when a boat's supposed to come in. The exact same day a boat's coming in.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. But SummerSlam, July 20th, is in New York City. Wish I could go to that.
And it's 2 nights.
It's two
Yeah, and
nights,
it's 2
and it's
nights now,
actually
yeah.
in New Jersey because it'll be
Yeah.
at the Jets and Giants Stadium.
No,
Please take it too damn long.
Slammiversary is what you're thinking of. July 20th in New York.
What did I say?
SummerSlam.
Oh, okay. Slammiversary.
Yeah, but SummerSlam is in New York in August.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
Nemesis was gonna do a twist of fate. Slater was just like, no.
I would be really interested to get Leon Slater into the crossover and let him do a match with Javon Evans.
I
Anybody.
wouldn't mind if they did a Dusty Classic and he tagged with Javon Evans.
Okay. I was thinking him and Trick Williams could be good together. Because you know, here's
Trick
one.
Williams could be moved up in the draft.
Yeah.
Could you
No,
imagine?
Javon Evans and Leon Slater. Now, I know we're all thinking that Fraxium is going up in the draft. But what if they don't? Javon Evans and Leon Slater versus Fraxium or versus the Hardys.
That works. How funny would it be to see Slater and Omafemi together? High flyer, and then you got the brawler, the beast. That would be crazy. Because you could just use the little guy and throw him around.
Just for you, Bubba, a special one night only in a Dusty Cup. Javon Evans, Leon Slater versus the LWO. Or the Lucha
LWO
Bros.
going over.
No.
Well, then I ain't watching it. Whoa. Nick Nemesis' brother almost got the pin.
I'll do
I
you
love
one
that.
better. Why not the Lucha Bros against the Nemeth Bros?
Ryan would definitely have to pick his game up to be able to even compete in that match. I'm sorry. Nick, yes. Ryan, I don't see it.
But we don't know a guy's true potential unless you challenge him.
The heck? Yeah, I seen this happening. Good old leg lariat. Did they call that the twist of slate?
Maybe.
That's embarrassing. Oh my god, that is such an epic move. Slater getting the win. That was crazy.
To this point, for me, that was the match of the night.
It was good. I'm a little impartial to chairs and things being, that kind of stuff. But it was a good match. I mean, it's a very close second for me. So we still have to come Joe Hendry on his road to rebellion and what's going to happen with him. But up next is Eddie Edwards, Steve Macklin. I see this being an all-out brawl with the system, Steve Macklin, and the Northern Armory, to be honest. That's where I see it heading.
Yeah, I think where I kind of see is the fact that we have the match goes on, and we see the system get involved. We see Eddie or Eric Young and the Northern Armory come down. Macklin sends him back. He ends up taking the pin, only to add to the whole. Hey, if you just accepted our help, we could help you.
Yep.
Right? Is that how you feel, OMD?
I can see it happening, but I see Macklin again still just wanting to run things on his own, kind of like a lone wolf,
Okay.
and then depending on where they decide to go, if he does pick up backup from outside, be it NXT or elsewhere.
Okay. Well, okay. Any comments coming from your side of things there, Parrish? Because I know some of
I'm
them don't come through our thing. There's a
not-
lot of people enjoying the show, eh?
Yeah, and also
That's
I'm
good.
not gonna lie, I have everything on the same computer right now. I just have the full screen of the show. So,
He's loving the show right now.
well, I mean,
That's okay.
if you want the maximum experience, you got to maximize your screen, right?
Oh, exactly. Especially with this stuff that's going on. It's incredible. Um, let's do something really quick here, gentlemen. I'm going to give a shout out to our sponsors. True North Customs, my buddy Nathan Reed over there. Check him out on Facebook, True North Custom 23. This gentleman sells aftermarket parts for everything with and without wheels. Give him the promo code TNC. Let him know the guys at the Boar's Nest sent you. And right behind his shop is my buddy Corey, Professional Auto Services. Give him a call and he will set you up with an appointment to put those customized parts on your vehicles. Thanks, guys, for being great sponsors of the show. Mr. Parrish, I know you have a little bit to say about this, so let the people know what you're doing and where to find you.
Yeah, if you want to help support Chris Parrish and his road to hopefully making money with this shit, then please check out my link tree over at Chris Parrish. If you want to see me locally in the flesh at around WrestleMania time, nights 1 and 2, make sure you come to Beercade YEG, located at 10544 82nd Avenue. You could check out Beercade on X at Beercade YEG, Instagram at Beercade White, and then again on their Facebook page, Beercade White. If you also want to check out more of Chris Parrish and what he's doing, check in his platforms not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. Day 1 of WrestleMania earlier for Stand and Deliver. I will be doing a live watch along to that. Now, I have decided one of the perks, if you do choose to subscribe to myself on Instagram, all watch alongs I do on my platform will be to the supporters and the subscribers of Instagram only, not to the general public, just to the subscribers. So that's one thing you will get. You will not only be able to add into the show, but what I'll do is I'll name drop every single one of you. And then once again, your subscriptions, you will be allowed to pick one topic on the upcoming show. That's right. I won't pick everything from everyone, but I'll pick one from somebody, and I'll continuously do that as we progress. So those are just two of the soon to be many perks of subscribing to Chris Parrish on Instagram.
So we are
Nice.
getting
Thank you
our
for that.
TNA Impact Plus moment of the week right now. As we alluded to
Yes.
earlier, it is AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels versus Samoa Joe. Now, this will just be a clip of that match. We're not going to get the whole thing.
Yes. Yeah, and this is the reason for the triple threat matches for the international championship. It's a tribute and an homage to this match because it ripped the entire building apart. I remember watching this live the night they did this. I was so amped after all this, I couldn't even sleep.
Both
So,
AJ
go
Styles
ahead.
and Samoa Joe have said a majority of this match was actually on the fly called as they rushed a few things in this match. They've messed
Yeah.
up a few things in this match, and they decided to change it up as the match progressed. And with the match being what it was, it just showcases not just how
Right.
amazing the three competitors are, but just the magic they're able to bring when they come together for a match just like the one we're seeing right now.
Yes, and
Yeah.
even AJ Styles was on record a week ago saying that the end of this match was changed on the fly and actually rushed. It actually finished earlier than it should have.
Again,
What?
regardless. Go ahead.
I just want to say, idea wise, that set that we see right on that screen, come
Yeah.
on, TNA. We know you own it. Bring it back for a one night only thing. Why not
Right.
Unbreakable? How cool would that
I would
be?
Right? And
I've been harping, and OMD can tell you for months that we started this. I want those turnbuckles back. TNA on the buckles.
see, and I got to
That
be
would
honest
be so
because
cool.
when you were first going through with this concept and pitching this concept to me for the show, that's what I wanted for our background.
Yeah.
I wanted that dual entranceway.
That's only a single right there on that entrance.
There's
It's only
one on
one
the other
tunnel.
side.
Yeah, well, you can't do two tunnels when we have behind. I'm gonna put it behind me. I'll get a big picture, blow it up, and put it right here. The heel entrance, and we'll put the babyface entrance behind you. No, it is. This is again things you get to see on TNA Plus. People, when you buy the year subscription, it gives you everything. Like it gives you your pay-per-views, special events that come out that you don't get on a pay-per-view package. Plus, you get all this. If you subscribe to TNA Plus and only get, let's say, the beginner pack, we'll call it, you still have to pay for the pay-per-view, which is like $35. So you're paying 35 on top of what you're paying, which is like, I'll say $25 for the original package, which isn't that bad. Because here, I'll open my TNA Plus, and I'm gonna click on.
So it's going to be very, very interesting next Thursday to see if
Okay.
Sportsnet for us here in Canada is going to carry Unbreakable immediately following Impact.
It's supposed to.
But if not, it's another great reason to subscribe to TNA Plus that you can do
It is.
right now.
But as we also found out just a couple of weeks ago, was a week later, the Sunday following Sacrifice, Sportsnet showed it on the Sunday.
Yeah.
But they showed it
Okay.
right at the same time as the Chris Parrish podcast, which comes Sundays to you at 12:15 p.m. Eastern on Chris Parrish's YouTube channel.
Right.
Multiple. I got the 5 platforms of doom, brother.
You do.
I got the Instagram. I got the X. I got the YouTube. I got the Twitch. And I also got the Facebook. And then after that's all said and done, it goes right onto the Spotify. So in case you needed one more to complete that
Nice.
6-pack, because who doesn't like a good 6-pack?
Very well put, my friend. So there you go. You got the basically from like just after mid match to the finish of that match right there, and you can see why it's a instant classic. What video are we watching now?
I should have done 6-side ring.
Uh-oh.
You know, the irony.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. 6.
So, wow. Mike Santana has one of the members of the tag team, the Good Hands. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, because when he did drive off, only one person remained in the car, and that's the one he bashed in the driver's seat. So he's basically hijacked him.
Kidnapped them. Let's
Well, he's
be
not
real.
a kid. He man-napped him.
He man-napped them. There you go. That's what we're talking about. So Ali thought he was done with Mike Santana, but he ain't done. Oh, he's got John from the Good Hands. Wow. This is intense. That's awesome. Wow. That's some pretty intense little video right there. Wow. Like Mike Santana is not messing around with anything right now,
No.
or anyone for that matter. Again, do we blame him though for what happened to his friend that he was trying to help out, and then Ali goes and does what he does? I really don't blame Mike for taking this route. Like, really.
No, and it just makes you cautious. The next time you push a man too far, you just don't know what he's capable of. And Mustafa Ali might have pushed Santana too far because he might have underestimated how far Santana goes for
Yeah,
revenge.
exactly. Real quick, people, we got Steve Macklin taking on Eddie Edwards. Again, these two gentlemen are in a triple threat match for a spot to take the international championship. Let's not forget that. So this is we're all thinking this is just gonna kind of break down.
I do think Eddie Edwards is coming out of this because I don't think there's anybody probably more deserving to carry that international title as its inaugural champion than Eddie Edwards.
So you think Eddie's taking the title?
I do.
Okay. I personally have Steve Macklin winning this one. But if he ends up winning the title, I wouldn't be upset about it. Steve Macklin. He's
I wouldn't
got
either.
that demeanor that I think he could carry that title for a little while and make it like the Intercontinental title, make it that workhorse of TNA kind of thing.
I think if you're going to look at it, I mean, Macklin and Edwards are two top candidates. I think Ace Austin going to the finals, he is a top candidate to once again show, look, I am a singles wrestler first and foremost. Eddie Edwards, the longest tenured wrestler in TNA. And I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we already know that AJ Francis is in the final triple threat match. I wouldn't be surprised to see him actually win singles gold for the first time.
Is Macklin more tenured than Kazarian?
No.
No. What about Eddie Edwards? Is he more in than Kazarian?
He is, because Kazarian had left and gone to AEW for a while.
Okay, so okay.
Eddie Edwards went from the original Ring of Honor. He and Davey Richards had one match on NXT, and then they both signed with TNA.
Yeah, I know Kazarian did start with AEW.
Kazarian was in the original TNA when it first started,
Yep.
was he not?
Yep.
Okay, I thought so. I was just, for some reason, I had to ask that question. I was like, because my timeline wasn't adding up.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But I believe that Eddie Edwards has been officially with TNA for the last 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the current longest tenure based on active. Or
Yeah.
without an interruption. Because I think Kazarian might have had like a longer tenure, just not a current one.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's also something for guys like Bobby Stats to let us know with.
Yeah, I'm waiting for
happen.
Bobby to pipe in on that one. Or even best if he's watching to pipe in with that. Oh, no. This is Bubba. You know, Commander Data at his best.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that, but I mean, good manager, right? You want your guy to win, get a little involved, give him a minute to gather himself back up. Oh my goodness, Michael. Just done. Oh, I thought he was gonna lose for a minute. So that match is live next week in Vegas. The last two qualifying matches.
Yeah,
That's
at
insane,
Unbreakable,
dude.
which Unbreakable airs at 10 p.m. next Thursday, following Impact.
Which is going to be on pay-per-view, so we're not going to get it on here. Bummer.
Or does
Well, we
anybody
don't
not
know.
have TNA Plus?
I don't know.
No.
Not yet. Finances have not been there to swing that one yet. That's why I got Sportsnet right now, because it's just that little bit cheaper, and I get the product for now. OMD, real quick, while we're on commercial, let the people know where they can find you, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are looking for me, you can find me on my link tree, linktr.ee/OMD show.
Right on, buddy. Thank you. These people know where to find me. YouTube, Bubba OMD, and over on Twitch land, Boar's Nest with Bubba Duke. Again, people, thank you for watching and subscribing and enjoying this program. Without great people like you, this wouldn't be possible, to be honest. And Mr. Parrish, I want to give a quick shout out to all your people on your social medias that are hanging out, watching the show with us. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Give us thumbs up. Give us some love. We will give it back.
Yeah, if people over on my platforms want to come over to whether it's the Turnbuckle Studios Facebook, whether it is the Bubba OMD YouTube or the Dan Hursick YouTube, or even the Boar's Nest Twitch page, and show them some love, hit a follow, hit a subscription, hit a subscribe, whatever it is. If you can, go to those platforms, hit that like, hit those thumbs up, hit those follow buttons, please, if you want more amazing content like this when I'm not here.
Yes, and
Next week.
I know you don't have the official YouTube channel for myself, but it is OMD show.
Well, I just searched Dan Hursick and I get it.
Yep.
There you go.
That's awesome. So, what do we think the announcement that our champion is going to have to give tonight? That he's not making Rebellion?
Oh no, he's going to Rebellion to fight, and he is going to take on everybody.
Yeah, because right now it's whether or not he's medically cleared or not. I think he is going to let everyone know that he is cleared to compete.
Yeah,
He
and he
will
will
be
be
cleared at that
facing.
point.
Yeah.
No, he's going to do the typical baby face thing. I'm going to compete no matter what.
Okay. Now, big question. Do we see him losing his title at this pay-per-view?
No.
No.
No. Okay. Here's the bigger question. Do we see Joe Hendry and our TNA title at WrestleMania at some point?
No.
I say stand and deliver, not WrestleMania.
Oh, you see him showing up at the TNA. Oh, I mean, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
The
I am-
reason. Go ahead, OMD.
I was going to say I'm going to suggest this one because Rebellion is on the 27th. What happens if Cody beats John Cena and retains at WrestleMania? Do we see John Cena show up at Rebellion for that last second challenge? Because
And
we know
earn
that
his
Hendry wants him and
17th
calls
that
him
way?
out. Yeah.
No, when it comes
No.
as it comes to John Cena, I think that's where you see Hendry go to Cena. I don't think Cena goes to Hendry. I think Hendry's the one who wants the match. It's not Cena who wants the match, or that's what we're led to believe.
Right.
Yeah.
The reason why I think it's stand and deliver, not so much WrestleMania, is I do think when you see worlds collide, that is the theme of that is going to be NXT versus TNA, and whether it's Obafemi versus Joe Hendry, or maybe it's someone else, or possibly Team Oba versus Team Hendry, I think something along those lines will be kind of there.
Do you, I, how do I put this to make it sound proper? It's just one of those things that's rolling around in my head. Like, I could see Cena losing and Joe Hendry approaching John Cena somehow, some way, whether it's live on TV, on TNA, saying, "Hey, Cena, I know you watch this product. I will give you a shot at my title for your 17th or whatever, and here's where we can meet." And they show up at the where the worlds collide.
We know that they have spoken to each other. Joe Hendry has approached Cena outside of the ring about this.
Yeah,
And John has stated he's excited for that concept.
I believe they talked at the Royal Rumble, if I'm not
Yeah, I was
mistaken.
going to say I thought it was the Rumble that had happened at backstage, but regardless, could we see Joe Hendry do that, step up and say, "Listen, I will give you a shot at my world title, so you can get 17, but I'm not going to just give it to you. You got to earn it," kind of thing. At the worlds collide.
I'll say this: if John Cena is going to win a 17th world title, not to give any shade to TNA, but I don't see TNA being that 17th title. I think winning 17 titles within one company, I think that is going to be the standalone record there. Because I know everyone could be like, well, Ric Flair's now admitted that he's like a 5,500 million time world champion, but because he's wrestled everywhere, because, well, let's face it.
Yeah.
His limousine goes everywhere, but that's not here nor there.
Ric Flair's 16 title reigns were not just one company.
No, but John Cena wants to do it all in one company to set that record. Right?
I mean, really, it was the Big Gold that became the WCW title that is now owned by WWE. It's kind of one company.
Yeah. But I mean, let's not forget there was the NWA originally, there was the AWA, there was.
But what title did he have as the NWA?
He won the NWA Heavyweight Championship.
Wasn't he? Didn't he have the 10 pounds of gold at one point?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my God, these two guys are on the top rope. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, my friend, but the match we are watching is they're going at it here. It's becoming quite the. It's not even a brawl. It's a good wrestling match.
It is. That's
Oh,
why
wow! Right
what
off
an
the top.
Olympic slam or an angle slam off the top.
I think both these guys have been TNA champ too at one point, so
Yep.
you know you're getting a good quality match. Oh my god! What a spear in the corner. Uh-oh. See, we knew this was going to happen. The system coming out, trying to protect their fearless leader. And right behind him, Eric Young and the Northern Armories.
Yep. And he's holding off. Eric Young
He
is
is, because
holding off the boys.
he's just watching. Oh, come on. Oh, Macklin just got the ring to the head. Oh, and Edwards won.
I'm very sorry I came onto this show and called everything.
You called everything again.
Well, I guess like technically we didn't call the Ali thing, but I mean Ali was the one left standing. Felt more like a win. But I do like the direction of the system having that show where they're back all on the same page, because together they are a better force than they are separated.
Oh, did you just see that?
Yeah.
Eric Young just slid his mask to Steve Macklin, like, this is yours. Come join us. It's where you belong. Is he going to join?
What did Eric Young do? He went
For
out
what?
there. They showed that, hey, we can be that help for you. But you
Yeah.
asked to do it on your own. We trusted
And he-
you. We allowed you to do it on your own, and you failed. You didn't get the job done because of the circumstance. We could have changed that circumstance had you allowed it. So here,
Right.
allow it. And that's the mask. The mask signifies allowance. It signifies the team.
It does. Joe Henry, the segment with Joe Henry is next.
Mhm.
Which, again, people, we only had so many things that they release live on their website. And that's where I gather my information. Now, like a very good promotion, they don't give you everything. So what I show you while the matches are going on is what information I have. But watching Eric Young walking away while you were saying the words you were saying, he's going like this. Like, we did what you said. We heard you.
Yep.
Now it's your choice. And like you said, the mask represents the choice. Pick it up and take it, or don't, and we'd never help you again, kind of thing.
Well, and that's
Which
just it. They turned
is
a
awful.
mask into something more than just a mask. It's
Yeah.
now a piece of unity, of trust, of acceptance.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, what the amazing part of proper storytelling really does. Because
Who would've
we've
thought?
seen in WWE what an Ula Fala can do. Something simple as neckwear. Now we have a mask. It signifies that much more of just putting it on your head. It signifies, do you
Right.
want to change your career? Can you put aside everything negative that you had thought this is? And can
100%.
you look forward to what can be?
Exactly. I am 100% behind that. That's just the symbolisms and just, if you're not paying attention, you don't get it, because it's been this has been what a month-long story, OMD, that
Yeah, oh yeah, at
has been
least
going back and forth
I would.
between.
I would not be surprised if, again, that's a match we maybe get at Rebellion with the stipulation of if Eric Young wins, Macklin joins.
Now, I have a scenario for you guys.
Toss it out there, my friend. Let's go.
What if this is a whole Punk to Barrett scenario? Whereas the mask is to what the armband is to the Nexus. What if the Northern Armory goes wherever the mask goes? And what if we get a match between Eric Young and Steve Macklin, and Steve Macklin takes the mask and they kick out Eric Young? And now Steve
Wow.
Macklin is with the Northern Armory and Eric Young is on the outside.
I think
that would
they.
be- Sorry, go ahead.
Interesting, but I think they just made the switch to Eric Young, so to
Mhm.
do it this soon, I think it's a little too quick.
I see it. Steve Macklin joins, okay, and from the inside of that group takes control of those two young guys, and eventually it ends up being Macklin, and do they just kick Eric Young out because he's not performing up to standard? He's not, you know what I mean? So I'm liking where that storyline's going. I'm looking forward to where it's going to go.
I could also see this, and
Mhm.
that is going to be Steve Macklin says, okay, I want a partner to take on the Northern Armory, but let's just see. So, Eric Young, you team with me and we'll take on your boys. And see how
I don't
that
know
goes.
about that. That's
This
right,
is
people.
where
Go ahead.
I was going to say, this is where if you can get the right person coming down from NXT, like what
Yeah.
what if we see Dark State be the group that comes over and helps Steve Macklin?
Right.
What happens if Steve Macklin goes on NXT and he's the leader because he's the one that wants to take over the place that once took him
Right.
away? Like there's a lot there.
There is.
It's a lot of story. It really is. Just to let everybody know, yes, Joe Hendry is on his way to our ring right now to give his announcement about his injury, where he's at with that, and if he's going to be wrestling at Rebellion or if he has to wait. He's not using his arm right now, so I don't know if that's just a ploy.
Well, I think if he has to wait, he would say he's got to relinquish the title.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We'll see what he has to say here in a minute. This is
I will say, what if for one night Elijah is Joe Hendry's replacement in the triple threat match, and he for one night defends the title for Hendry, who couldn't go? Would you guys be opposed to that?
no, do it. Okay, so he tells us his injury. Okay. Is he going to drop the title right now? Well, if you can read lips, I apologize for what that kid just said. Crowd's chanting, "We believe." Oh, thank you, Joe Henry. Oh, he's been advised not to compete. How does that make you feel, Parrish? You still sticking with your he's going to pull it out? Yeah. Okay. So once again, Parrish called it. Wow, the Scottish really came out. Okay. Wow. This crowd loves Joe Henry. Okay. I think Frankie's coming out now. Yep. Let's see what Joe, what he has to say about this. Are we getting serious? Oh, we're getting serious. The glasses are coming off. Hmm. Oof. Big words. Big, big words. Oh. Where's Ethan Page? Because you know he ain't going to stand for this. Wow. There's a good title match. That's a huge matchup. Whoa. Wow, dude. Okay, so Parrish, you're not allowed coming on the show and just calling things anymore because you've called the entire show from start to finish. No, I'm just kidding. You know what, though, dude? That's really funny. I get a kick out of that. All right, so that's over. Holy crap. OMD, real quick, give me your thoughts on everything we've seen tonight.
For me, it was a very, very slow show. The only match, the Eddie Edwards Steve Macklin match, was the one that really stood out to me, along with Leon Slater and Ryan Nemeth.
Okay.
I think Ryan actually really delivered in that match. Upped his game, upped his level. This final segment really wasn't a surprise. I think we all knew that Joe Hendry was going to say he was competing. I'm surprised by that huge tag match for next week, for next
Right.
Thursday. But for me, this was a bit of a lull show in the last few months, and I mean it's only the second one we've had since we started doing this.
Very true. Mr. Parrish, please, my friend, let me know what your thoughts of tonight was.
I thought the show gradually got bigger and bigger. I mean, I'm not going to say that it started off with a bang because it didn't, but it did start off well. Now, again, this was a show to help move the needle to the right spot. Now,
Yes.
did it get to the destination? No, not yet. That's the ability of the road. And I think it's just simple. Like now, you joke that I'm not allowed on because I called it. Now, predictable isn't good. It's not bad. But at the same time, what we saw was a champion saying, hey, look, I'm going to defy medical and do my job anyway. Now, it did come off a little over dramatic. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But what I did like was the fact that Joe Hendry said, hey, Kazarian, if you want to call your shot on an injured champion, well, I got one up on you because this is what you don't know. And I like that because it gives Joe Hendry that mental advantage
Oh, yeah.
over Kazarian. Now, where I think, be very expected on this, I think a guy who has a call your shot trophy in the ring with a champion that is injured a week before a big match might be the opportune time for Kazarian to call his shot.
It might be, right? Like,
Well,
but go ahead.
I think last week when this title match was announced, Kazarian said he was calling his shot for Rebellion.
But if he changed his mind and took the title, he's still in the match because Ethan Page would then just be challenging the champion. And if Joe Hendry wanted, he would get his rematch. And now the table has turned. You're still able to do the match. It's just your table has turned.
Which isn't a bad thing. Go ahead.
In all honesty, I think what we are going to see is if Kazarian hasn't cashed in next week, that Joe Hendry will retain, and then Kazarian will call his shot.
Okay. I mean, there's so many scenarios in this one match that no matter how you turn it or how you spin it or which way you up, down, sideways, you know what I mean? Like, it don't matter. It's going to be gold.
Yeah. And
let's go ahead.
Well, and let's not put out what we don't know. We don't truly know the extent of Joe Hendry's rotator cuff. We didn't really get that injury. All we know that it's severe, but how severe? Because he didn't have his shoulder in a sling. He didn't have anything with it. So I think that's the question: is how severe is it really? And I think that's something that, as a casual fan, as a hardcore fan, you're wondering. Kazarian did say he knows how hurt he is. So does Kazarian truly do have a step up in that information? We'll find. Like, I think that's why we watch the show, because we'll find out.
Yeah, 100%. It's all a mystery. We're not there. We're not backstage. We don't see what he's doing, how he's, where Kazarian is. Kazarian's around the medical teams all the time. He's back there. He could get information that we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's gold. Doesn't matter how you spin this match, whether Kazarian cashes in or waits or whatever. It's going to be money.
Hmm.
I thought tonight, like you said, Parrish was kind of a slow burn. It was just slowly building, and like you said, getting the needle where it needs to be. We're not full throttle yet because we're not at the pay per view. Pay per views when we're full bore. Let's go. Let's get this going. But we're right there. We're just about there.
Yeah, no, the one thing we do know about TNA is that they do pre-tape a lot of their episodes.
Yes.
So that is why there's still that episode next week before
Yes.
Unbreakable. And what we do most likely know that more matches will be announced for Unbreakable next week or even through social media. So,
Which
but
they do.
I thought tonight's show did a good job of giving you a couple high-profile selling points, and one is your TNA Women's and Knockout Champions are teaming together in most likely the main event, and then we also have a huge match with Mans Warner against Sami Callihan, and that is going to be an absolute bloodbath. So in two completely different fields, we have our most likely main and semi-main event already. Now it's just time to fill out the rest of the card, which you easily could with that maybe third triple threat match.
They have two of them.
Yeah.
The two of them are being done at Unbreakable.
Yeah, so
because Rebellion, that's the final. Whoever wins at Rebellion wins the new title. And we have no idea what this new title looks like, neither, Mr. Parrish. They have told nobody anything, and you cannot find it on TNAWrestling.com. I scoured that page. I can't find it. But the digital championship gone off the page. It doesn't exist anymore, which I think they've been kind of wanting to get rid of it. So I'm kind of wondering if the story of PCO going and smashing this title and it being taken away and all that, I wonder if that is just a story at this point. And PCO just needed some time off to heal a couple of wounds, maybe. Like, I'm starting to really, really rethink that whole scenario right now. Now, could it be completely true? What happened? Yeah, he smashed the title and he could be gone. I mean, it could not be a work. It could just be this is what happened and he's gone. Again, we don't know because I don't have a way to talk to PCO. If I could have him on the damn show, hey, bro, what happened? Why did you do it? I would have him here. But I got no way to get a hold of the man to find out if this is all real or if it's just a work. But myself, yes, I've been rethinking all of this storyline. But regardless, we have a new title coming.
The thing is that TNA over the last number of years has had a revolving door of secondary titles.
Yeah.
It started off with the Legends title, which then became it started off, I believe, with the TV title, which then became the Legends title.
Okay.
Which then became the iMPACT Grand Championship, which was contested like NXT contests the Heritage Cup.
Okay, so it was like every once in a while.
And then it became the Digital Media Championship. And now it's becoming this international title.
But
my question is...
Okay, go ahead.
With the X Division title, do we still have option C on the table?
Which option C?
Cash in the X Division title for a world title shot.
Oh, I don't know if they still have that in the new TNA. I don't know. Again, we will have to do some research and find out and let people know next week. So we'll look that up.
I will be honest, I'm thrilled with the fact that Kazarian, because I do love the guy, I'm a huge fan, is getting this title opportunity. And if he wins it, again, much like an Alex Shelley, you know, has been around with that company for almost forever and deserves it.
How do you feel, Perry? Who do you think we should put that new international championship on? Like, if you could pick one TNA star that's fighting for it right now, who would you put it on?
I think I'd go Ace Austin because you're doing two things with each identity. Like, you're giving a completely different championship, and you want to kind of say, okay, this is kind of the new title. Could be the direction we go. And who could do it? Somebody that also is fighting for his own new identity. Somebody who is fighting to be his own man. He's no longer in a tag team with Chris Bay. So who is Ace Austin not in that tag team? So I think this is a match made in heaven. If you put the two together and you allow Ace Austin to define what the international champion is. And I think that is a great way to not only secure something completely fresh, but also exciting, because now you have another reason to connect yourselves with Ace Austin. That's not maybe the Rascals, maybe not somebody else, like anything else like that, but it's something to completely identify Ace Austin as its own man while giving the international title a fresh slate.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with that, because Ace Austin, as everybody knows, is very international. He's part of a certain club and other things, and he's been in Japan, and he's been here, and he's been there, and he, like you said, I'm gonna agree with you. Who is he without his tag team partner? We don't know, because he hasn't been alone since then in a match. Really, he's always had the Rascals right there.
Yeah, and how beautiful of a moment would it be is after he won and secured that championship, Chris Bay is the one who wraps the title around his waist.
Oh my god, dude! I'm gonna be 100%.
I'd be balling.
Yeah, get me. That's why I have this right here, Kleenex, dude, because I'm constantly like, just wrestling lately has been very emotional for me. I've been crying, I've been laughing, I've been mad, I've been every emotion, which is fine, because if you're not feeling something when you're watching wrestling, you shouldn't be watching it, because why? What's the point? You're obviously not understanding what's going on. Before I wrap up the show, gentlemen, I just want to say thank you, Parrish, for coming out. Appreciate you being here. I'm going to say it live on air. You have a permanent invite to be here on this show at any time. Mr. OMD, my brother, thank you for showing up again. Appreciate you coming out. Everybody, I just want to be really open here. Mental health is a serious, serious issue, not just for men, but for women, for everybody. There's a number down here. It's 988. If you're in Canada or the States and you are having some kind of moment, issue, anything, give that number a call. If you are anywhere else in the world, like some of our people that watch, there's a website down there. Pull that website up and they will be able to help you there as well. Please, your mental health is a big thing. You are not alone. I'm not going to speak for these guys, but me, myself, I'm there for you. You know how to get a hold of me. Everybody, thank you for watching again this show. And everybody over in Parish Land, appreciate you showing up and coming out and watching the show. My name is Bubba Duke. Peace out. We love you so much. Thanks for coming out.
TNA is here and it's going down. Racing silence with a thunderous sound. Bubba Duke, Yellow and D call the shots. Bursting action just like me.